Welcome to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE YouTube channel. Subscribe for you to enjoy more of our videos anytime we upload.
I now recognize honorable member for Mulanje West for a contribution. You are starting at 1444. Thank you.
Thank you so much, the Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker. Through you, I would like to thank the members and the people of Mulanje West, Juma, and all those group village headman Chimbalanga, Ngumera, Nkando, Juma, Mulunguzi, Mwawihe, for having the privilege of asking me to represent them in this August House. And they've asked me to contribute to the SONA, a very brief and summarized SONA. And we congratulate the President. My plea is to ask those people who used to travel that when they travel going to America, they should not inherit the assets. Because we were able to hear what the President was talking about. We were able to follow what the President was talking about, comparing to a number of people when they come in here, they speak things which we cannot even listen and hear and understand what they're talking about. But I would like to thank the President for that. In fact, thank you so much for knowing that it's about you, but I didn't mention the name. The Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, the issues which I'm going to tackle here, the issues of maize. Yes, indeed, we're able to access to maize at a good, affordable price. And the people out there, they're able to buy maize at an affordable price. We were now selling our country because maize is a safe food in the country, but the way how we are buying, the prices which we are buying maize in Malawi, it was really questionable. And people couldn't even make it to buy maize. It would have come even at 90,000 per bag or 100,000 a bag. But now they're able to afford to buy food and eat. What we are looking forward is to ask the Minister of Agriculture to look into the policy of agriculture. That as we are importing maize from Zambia, come next year, having the budget come this Friday, that we need to have our own. Even the categorizing our districts to say we are able to grow a lot of maize in Zimba, let maize be empowered in Zimba, let Zimba be empowered fully to produce a lot of maize. We're able to produce a lot of nuts in Chinji, let the farmers in Chinji produce a lot of nuts, and we should also add value in the country than even selling the raw nuts than adding value so that we should just sell and employ people here in the country. What we are seeing now is to export the raw material of groundnuts, of pigeon peas, like which we grow in Mulanje, Palombe, because people they're able to eat in India and also in other countries, than even adding value here in the country, that we can even employ our own people, the youth, so to say, so that we can even sell already processed food export already processed food abroad, that we can even empower the economy of the country. Mr. Speaker, sir, the Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, we can also do that with cotton in the Sanje and Chikwawa. We can do that even meat for Zimba as well. We can also do that with cooking oils that we can ask in Mulanje. We always plant sunflower, and also in Chinji, they can be producing cooking oil and importing cooking oil from abroad, and we can be doing here, and we can also add value and top up the 100 million Malawi Kwacha, which we are going to empower the youth in different constituencies. Let me applaud the government for that, because at first we used to be hearing about NIF, which we were milking already well-established youth. NIF is not all that good for the youth. If anything, we need to look into it. Because the Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, we borrow or we are going to lend money to the youth, almost 10 million to the youth from NIF. what they're going to pay back is more than 10 million, and maybe it might be 100 million. This way of doing it is also starving the youth in the rural areas where they've started their own business and they're able to make their own money from the small business which they're doing. And when we encourage them to borrow money from NIF, it's just even starving them, milking the already thin cow which we have in the country. So the 100 million is a thing to pat the government at the back that they've done well, that the 100 million is going to empower the youth and go borrow money without having problems, as the case with NIF. At the end of the day, the few people, they are the ones who were benefiting. If I go back, the Right Honorable Speaker, the President said about the markets of the city of Blantyre, Lilongwe, and Nzuzu. These, if there are going to be also industries where we are going to processing our seeds, let's say pigeon peas in Palombe Mulanje, if you're going to be selling to the very business people in Blantyre, and they process it in Blantyre, they're going to get a lot of money than selling the whole pigeon peas from Blantyre, from Mulanje, Palombe, Chiladzulu, and Cholo to South Africa, Zambia, Tanzania, as well as India, whereby we are going to make a loss than process it and sell it there, where we are going to empower the economy of the country. We are looking forward that if they are going to top up on making industries, big industries, on top of the city, the markets, the two-story markets which they're going to construct in Blantyre and Nzuzu, as well as in Lilongwe. And I'm sure they're not going to forget Nkando market. The Minister of Local Government can agree with me that Nkando is a growing now town, is going to be a city, and it gives out to the district council a lot of money from the market. So if you're going to have a very good market, not a two-story market at Nkando, but just a very good market, we can also salute you, the Right Honorable Speaker, through you to the Minister of Local Government. In the agriculture, we used to have OVOP. Where is OVOP, as I've already said, about categorizing different districts with the produce which they're going to produce? We need to have this, and we need to have agro-processing if you want to increase the economy or to empower the economy of the country. We need to add value as well, the Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, to what we should also be doing in the country as we are producing cotton, as we are producing pigeon peas, as we're producing groundnuts, as we are producing maize in the country. So OVOP was important, and we need to look into this. For the fertilizer, we need to salute the Minister of Agriculture. Yes, in our constituency, in Mulanje West constituency, they've managed to buy the subsidized fertilizer. Only that we are experiencing a lot of heavy rains now. The month of February, March, and maybe April. And even if we've applied fertilizer, we are going to experience also hunger because it is Palombe, Tuchira Plain, the constituencies of Mulanje West, Mulanje North, and Mulanje Pasan. These are the areas which we experience. We need to have moderate rains if we ask to harvest. But we need to salute the Minister of Agriculture. He has done a lot. He didn't even politicize, and he was able to smartly announcing to the people that this is for everyone. And the President has rightly said that this is for every Jim and Jack to access to fertilizer. I need to applaud you, the Minister of Agriculture, for doing that. You've bailed us out to some of the things which we were experiencing. I need also to comment on the mining, which the President said. The Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, if we are to focus very much on mining, we can even fund the whole budget for this Parliament. What we are asking the government, the Right Honorable First Deputy Speaker, is to empower the experts and have a very expertise who are going to look into the mining. And we need to process all those than selling our gold and whatever abroad than doing it here, where we can also employ the youth to be processing that. And those who will be looking into that, the President has already said that he's not going to condone corruption because some of these things, let me say this, we haven't even benefiting from the minerals which we have in the country because some of them, they were just having them in their houses. Some were even selling those to state house. Some, they were just taking them in briefcase, going abroad with that, without even empowering the local people, even without even selling here that we've got to benefit and have a lot of money from the minerals which you have in the country. So if the Minister of Mining is going to look into it and make sure that we are doing it alone here, we empower people here, they do that, we process our minerals, the better we are going to do by empowering the youth, the women, and also bring economy to the country, because take it or leave it, mining can fund the whole budget of this August House without even, and we can also even agree to say, okay, the same as what agriculture can do and mining can do. We say, okay, Nchinji, you can produce the 5 billion yourself within the country from each and every constituency. Mulanje, you can do that because you have your own minerals, you have your produce, we can produce and you can even process it and you sell abroad and you get money. In that way, we can be exporting things which are already added value to the other countries across the border. In terms of infrastructure, road...
You have 2 minutes.
I think you are winding the right honorable First Deputy Speaker. The President talked about road infrastructure. Indeed, this is so paramount in terms of the development of the country. I want to comment on Cheu-Sangano Road. It's a very important road where we have a lot of wheat in that area. We can also be processing that wheat into our own bread if we are going to have this road, which the President has said that is going to have it in Sangano, Cheu, and Mwanza, and Neno. And in that way, we can also be transporting fruits from Mwanza to Blantyre, and having without even transporting fruits from Mwanza, we can also have factory there and produce our juice there and empowering the local farmers. So, the Right Honorable Speaker, I wanted to comment on this, which also electricity is also very paramount, which brings development, and I'm sure the Minister of Energy is going to look into it as what the President has said. And we're looking forward for the electrification of a number of trading centers. You talk about Wende, we talk about Liwonde, we talk about Muhio, Chimbalanga, we talk about Chesan. These are the trading centers which are looking forward to be electrified when the budget is going to be passed come Friday. And the First Deputy Speaker, what we are looking forward is not free. We are talking about the boarding education. As I'm winding, we will salute the government for the free education. But in terms of the boarding, if the next season, the next year, if you look into subsidizing the boarding, the better. Not free boarding, but let's subsidize it so that we should also be bailed out. Because each and every time we are not sleeping, people coming for the boarding fee, to pay boarding fee. We said, the President has done good, that each and every Jim and Jack, nobody should let down or should not drop from school because of school fees. Now, for the boarding, let's subsidize it if it will be possible from the Minister of Education to do that. But we salute you, and let's the part be at the government if the part is supposed to be given to the government, that you've done well and you've bailed us well, we've bailed us out of the problems which we used to have. And I'm sure I'll be waiting for the budget come Friday to see where the budget whereby some of us were not free in this country. We were even threatened to live in this country. Where is they going to have the budget where we're going to look into the plane which class in Chikangawa? This is what we are looking forward come Friday, that in that we should see the budget so that we should be free Malawians in these ones. People were traveling, people were just bringing the drone in our homes to see whether we are there or not. And this is the government where we're able to sleep. And when the rain was raining, we were afraid to say, are they driving, coming to my home or whatever? So we need to investigate in that plane crash and the budget. That's what, Friday if I'm coming from that, nothing else. I'll be coming from that. Are we having the budget for the plane crash in Chikangawa? Because we are free, but if you're not looking into that, you've done well, you've started well in the corruption. You've started well in doing whatever, the food, the fuel, you've started well, but we are looking for this. Nobody should let this take this nation as if it is his or hers nation. It's for everybody, where everybody is supposed to be free. And we pat you at the back for whatever you're doing. Shame if you are one of them. Even if people were just shouting on the meeting to say, hey, and we hear today that these are the very same people who were buying fertilizer without even looking into the purpose of buying the fertilizer. And some of them, they're lotting there, yet people were suffering, failing to access some of these NIF items, which they said, we are going to give you money, and you're going to give you maize, you're going to give you fertilizer, and when you do that, you're going to give us money. At the end of the day, we found that in the warehouses, a lot of that, and as Public Accounts Committee member, we'll be looking into that to see who is this one. Because people are pompously announcing as if NIF of their salary, as if NIF was their food, as if NIF was their child, whereby people are not even free to have that money. Thank you so much, the First Deputy Speaker, for allowing me to contribute.
Thank you. Thank you, Honorable Mulanje West. I would like to encourage your committee through the chairperson that is outside to indeed look into those anomalies and report to this House at an appropriate time. Malawians who contribute for their taxes need to know what was happening, what is happening. Your parliament will give you that support to do that. Thank you very much.
Subscribe to MPUNGWE-PUNGWE Malawi YouTube channel for you to enjoy more of our videos every time we upload. We love you all.